The Feynman Technique, named after Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman, often called the Great Explainer, is a powerful learning method that can revolutionize how you understand and retain information. This technique is based on a simple yet profound principle: if you can't explain a concept in simple terms, you don't truly understand it. By employing this method, learners can dramatically improve their comprehension, memory, and ability to apply complex ideas across various fields of study. At its core, the Feynman technique is about active learning and simplification. Instead of passively consuming information and hoping it sticks, this method encourages learners to engage deeply with the material by attempting to teach it to others. This process not only reinforces learning but also quickly reveals areas where understanding is lacking, allowing for targeted improvement. Here's a detailed breakdown of the Feynman technique and how to implement it effectively. Step 1. Choose your concept. Begin by selecting the concept you want to learn or review. Write the name of this concept at the top of a blank page. This step helps focus your mind on the specific topic you're about to explore. Step 2. Explain it simply. Now, pretend you're teaching this concept to a student or, better yet, to a child. Write down an explanation of the concept using plain, simple language. Avoid jargon or complex terms. The goal is to break down the idea into its most fundamental components. As you write, speak your explanation aloud, mimicking a teacher at a blackboard. This multisensory approach engages different parts of your brain, enhancing learning and retention. Step 3. Identify knowledge gaps. As you attempt to explain the concept, you'll likely encounter points where your explanation falters or becomes unclear. These moments are crucial. They highlight areas where your understanding is incomplete. Make note of these gaps in your knowledge. Step 4. Return to the source and refine. Go back to your source material and focus on the areas you struggle to explain. Reread, research, and strive to understand these challenging points. Then, return to your explanation and try again, incorporating your new understanding. Repeat this process until you can explain the entire concept clearly and simply from start to finish without referring to your sources. Step 5. Simplify and use analogies. Review your explanation. If you find yourself using overly complex language or convoluted explanations, challenge yourself to simplify further. Can you explain it so a 5-year-old would understand? Use analogies and real-world examples to make abstract concepts more concrete and relatable. Benefits of the Feynman technique. Deep understanding. By forcing yourself to explain concepts in simple terms, you develop a more profound understanding of the material. Improved retention. Active engagement with the material through explanation enhances long-term memory retention. Identification of knowledge gaps. The technique quickly reveals areas where your understanding is lacking, allowing for targeted study. Enhanced communication skills. Regularly practicing simple explanations improves your ability to communicate complex ideas effectively. Versatility. This technique can be applied to virtually any subject, from science and mathematics to history and literature. Efficient learning. While it may seem time-consuming initially, the Feynman technique often leads to faster and more effective learning in the long run. Tips for maximizing the Feynman technique. Use physical paper. While digital tools are convenient, the act of writing by hand can enhance memory and understanding. Speak aloud. Vocalizing your explanation engages auditory learning pathways, reinforcing understanding. Teach real people. If possible, actually teach the concept to someone else. Their questions and confusion can further highlight areas for improvement. Create visual aids. Incorporate diagrams, flowcharts, or mind maps to complement your written explanation. Review regularly. Return to your explanations periodically to reinforce learning and identify areas that may need refreshing. Apply to different contexts. Challenge yourself to apply the concept to various scenarios or problems to deepen understanding. Be patient. Developing the ability to explain complex ideas simply is a skill that improves with practice. Implementing the Feynman technique in your study routine. To make the most of this powerful learning tool, consider integrating it into your regular study habits. Use it as a pre-study assessment to identify what you already know and what you need to focus on. Apply it after reading a chapter or attending a lecture to consolidate your learning. Employ it when preparing for exams or presentations to ensure you can communicate your knowledge effectively. Use it to break down complex problems in steps, explaining each component simply to arrive at a solution. Conclusion. The Feynman technique is more than just a study method. It's a powerful approach to learning that can transform how you acquire and retain knowledge. By challenging yourself to explain concepts in the simplest terms possible, you not only deepen your understanding but also develop valuable communication skills that will serve you well beyond the classroom. Remember, the goal is not just to memorize information, but to truly understand it at a fundamental level. With practice, You'll find that this technique not only improves your learning efficiency but also enhances your ability to think critically and creatively about complex ideas. Embrace the challenge of simplification, and watch as your understanding of even the most complex subjects grows deeper and more nuanced.